Hey guys, it's me, Mario, and today we're going to continue Krabb, Master of the Sea. Chapter 6, Luring a Beast. How you guys doing today? Hope you're doing well. Let's turn on the music. And get started with chapter 6. It took hardly any time to reach the beach again. Elena was with the boy, who was dropped up against a large piece of driftwood and shipping from one of their water flasks. Silver barked excitedly as Storm cantered over to them. As Tom drew closer, he saw that the driftwood was wreckage from a small fishing boat. Tackle was strewn across the sand, and the dead fish were caught up in the remains of the net. "You're back," said Elena. "This is Castor. He's a fisherman from Gwilder. I've told him we came from the east. Castor, this is Tom, my friend. He helped rescue you." Tom slid off Storm and kneeled beside Castor. The boy was pale. "We thought you had drowned," said Tom. "How are you feeling?" This is Tom seeing how Castor's doing. "I've been better," Castor grimaced. "But fishermen are used to rough seas. My father has come home with bruises bigger than this one." He reached around his back and tenderly touched the green mark. Tom saw it was already a little better than when he had left them. "What happened to you?" asked Elena. Castor frowned. "I can't really remember. It's like a bad dream. One moment I was landing the biggest catch of my life. The next to this thing." He broke off and shook his head. "No, it couldn't have been." Tom looked at Elena, and she mouthed Krabb silently to Tom. He nodded. In Aventia, people used to think that the beasts were nothing more than myths. Perhaps it was the same here in Gwilder. "Did you find anything, Tom?" asked Elena. "You were gone a long time." Tom reached into his pocket and carefully took out the giant pearl. Oops. Accidentally clicked twice. Lost my place. Going back a bit. Tom looked at Elena and she mouthed Krabb silently. He nodded. In Aventia, people used to think that the beasts were nothing more than myths. Perhaps it was the same here in Gwilder. Did you find anything, Tom? Asked Elena. You were gone a long time. Tom reached into his pocket and carefully took out the giant pearl. As soon as it was in his fingers again, the surge of power flooded his limbs and chest. It's beautiful, gasped Elena. Castor's eyes opened wide with amazement. Where did you get that? He asked. Tom told him about the trip into the forest, though he left out the detail about Eldaru. The Pearl of Gwilder, said Castor. You know about it? Asked Elena. Only as a myth, replied the boy. The older fishermen often talk of it. It's supposed to give the bearer the ability to breathe underwater, but only if it's touching their skin. Wait, he cried, looking at Tom. You're the one. The joy in Castor's eyes took Tom by surprise. What do you mean? He asked. Castor pointed at the pearl and spoke in a distant voice. Magic prizes for the deserving. Magic prizes for the deserving. He who bravery is unswerving. A son of Gwilder, raised in the east, will come to save the kingdom's beasts. Tom and Elena looked at each other in the stunned bewilderment. It's an ancient prophecy, Castor explained. Everyone in Gwilder knows it. Children sing myths about a time when great beasts helped the people. You came from the east, and now there are beasts. He trailed off. Tom was confused. I was born and raised in Aventia. I'm not a son of Gwilder. But listen, what did you say about beasts? Castor looked suddenly shy. It's nothing. I must be still dazed. I must still be dazed. Elena kneeled down at Castor's side and put a comforting hand on his arm. Tell us. We promise we'll believe you. Castor looked at them uncertainly. I was attacked by something. I can barely describe it. A giant crab. That's why I was floating in the water. The beast ate my catch and then destroyed my boat with one swipe of his claw. I thought I was going to die. He stopped and searched their faces. You think I'm mad, don't you? No, said Tom. We've seen some strange things, too. Castor's words had given him an idea, but he needed to discuss it with Elena. You must be hungry. Tom took some bread from Stone's saddlebag and handed it to Castor, who attacked it ravenously, as if had not eaten for a long time. Tom steered Elena to a safe distance and spoke in a low whisper. I thought of a way to fight Krabb. How? She asked. We only just escaped last time. We've no match for the beast on the sea. Not on the water, no, said Tom. But if we can lure Krabb to come to us, and on land, perhaps we have a chance. Elena's eyes suddenly brightened. She glanced over at the remains of Castor's catch, and Krabb likes to eat fish. Exactly, said Tom, but we need a line. Elena ran back to the remains of Castor's boat and set to work with her hunting knife, unpicking the scraps of netting. In the next to no time, she'd fashioned a line that stretched 150 paces out 50 paces along the beach. Add. Here's Elena picking at the net from Castor's ship. She used the remaining pieces of cord to tie some of the dead fish along the length of the line. That's incredible, she said Tom. He looked over at Castor and saw that the boy had fallen asleep. I have an uncle who's a fisherman, Elena said, folding her arms to admire her handiwork. I picked up a few tricks. Silver sniffed one of the dead fish and trammed away across the sand. Clearly not to his taste, said Tom. Let's hope Krabb isn't fussy. He tied the little boat's anchor to the end of the line. He'd need a decent weight to carry it out to the sea. Wrapping the loose end twice around his waist, Tom took hold of the anchor. He spun it around over his head, gaining speed, and then hurled it as far as he could. The anchor carried the line far out into the deep water, where it landed with a plop. With the pearl in one hand and his sword in the other, Tom stood facing the expansive ocean, the wash of the sea lapping at his feet. He knew that his friends stood behind him, watching the sea for Krabb. Just like he was, Tom frowned. Even if Krabb fell for the trap, he wasn't sure how he'd remove Melville's enchantment. He didn't even know what the enchantment was. All he could do was wait. And that was chapter 6. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this chapter of Krabb, Master of the Sea. And thank you guys for 1 million subscribers. No, not 1 million. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. 100. Not 100 million. I'm not there yet. 100 is good too. Thank you guys so much for subscribing. I hope I can read more Beast Quests more often than other times. But I'm not gonna promise that because I'm kind of unpredictable when it comes to uploading videos now, so. Hope you like, subscribe, and hit the bell if you guys are interested in more Beast Quest videos. And maybe some new dragons in the future for my Great Dragon book. Alright, see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!